now to Mallory Park, to the first of the Pirelli Porsche Club GB Championship races that we shall be covering this year. Porsche, as far as one-make racing are concerned, make exciting grids, close racing, with, let's face it, some pretty hairy moments. After practice, Tony Dron, ex-Formula 3 driver, and of course a well-known journalist, had proved to be quickest in his Porsche RSL, with Mike Burt in second place and Bill Taylor third fastest. The tight confines of Mallory make life difficult for any Porsche driver, and with, let's face it, an awful lot of power and the ability to get the tail out without any problems whatsoever, a full grid lined up for the start of the Class A race here at Mallory, in superb bank holiday conditions. In the early rounds of the championship, accidents have caused considerable heartache to a number of people. Among them, Nick Wenham, a front runner last year in number 3, running his spare car at the moment due to accident damage at Thruxton at the first round of the championship. It remains to be seen whether or not that car is going to be closer on the pace today. He's down in 13th place after practice. Long Dron, as he's known, brings the BF Goodrich car into pole position. Aside from Tony Dron's experience in the Unipart Formula 3 team, he was once a Porsche driver at Le Mans, with one of the 924 turbos a year or two back. A vast amount of experience and a very serious look on the face. Next to him, car number 6, Mike Burt with his Porsche Carrera 2.7, and on the outside of the front row is the man who won at Snetterton a year or two back in the 24-hour race, Bill Taylor with his BF Goodrich Castrol Sport Carrera. So everyone settles down, Nick Wenham included, as up goes the 1-minute sign. A little bit of creeping at the start, and away they go, and a beautiful start by the front row. They roar up towards Gerrard's, under the bridge there, and very, very tight together as they come into Gerrard's corner. The field packed very tightly in behind the leaders there as they come out of Gerrard's for the first time. It looks as if there's been an incident back on the start, however, and this could well mean a restart for this race, as the cars, in fact, are about to be advised. There's Wenham going down the back straight towards the S's at Mallory, and I'm quite certain now that we are going to have a restart as the leading trio are told to slow down. They've got the message. They will come back round to the start, form up on the grid, and when the incident has been cleared, we shall be seeing the cars back into the race. Now let's see if we can find out who actually had that problem down at the start. We're waiting for the cars to come round. We'll go back to our start camera in a moment or two and be able to identify for you as out go the yellows once more, and everyone begins to slow as they come out of the Devil's Elbow. There is number 6, Mike Burt, so it wasn't him. There is Nick Wenham's car. We saw that anyway, so we know he was in no way involved. So it must have been someone off the back of the grid. Number 23 there, Graham Bryant. And the car that had the accident was number 4, Jonathan Dias. And as Nick Wenham tells Chris Millard one thing, Bill Taylor tells us another.
There's only one thing worse than doing this once, and that's doing it twice.
And so back to the restart at Mallory Park with the front row the same, just the damaged car missing, and they're away once again. The front row making a fine start. There's Wenham trying to work his way through from the middle of the pack there, but Tony Dron, the pole position man, looks as if he has got the line into Gerrard's. He has. There's Wenham on the outside in number 3. He's made 3 or 4 places, but I don't think he's going to be the front runner we might have expected him to be as they come down now the step straight towards the S's for the first time. Into the S's here, which if you get them absolutely right, you can do in a beautiful sweep. If you get them absolutely wrong, you're in the barrier. Tony Dron is not in the barrier. He's in the lead. Behind him is Mike Burt and then Bill Taylor. Very heavy braking here by a number of people in what's a very heavy traffic jam. Out comes Wenham, the tail getting out of control there, which lost him a bit of ground, and here they come through the Devil's Elbow. The first 3 outs red. There's number 2 going well, Chris Millard. Behind him, teammate Wenham. Here's the leader, and it's still Dron, with Burt tight up behind him there in number 6. Some very, very close, hairy moments going on here as they come out of Gerrard using all the track. Some people getting right off line there, onto the straight once more. This right-hander goes on forever. The leading car, number 21, Tony Dron, using all the road, a bit of the curb. That was a beautiful way through the S's there. Under braking, Burt right behind him. Can't gain any ground, takes a slightly wider sweep in. Bill Taylor in third place still. Out they come, using all the road again. Diving down towards the Devil's Elbow. Here's that little group behind, fighting it out. Somebody else goes wide, in and among the back markers, and a spin there for number 30. Martin Harvey. No harm done, everybody missed him. I think he's more surprised than anybody else. There's a bit of damage on the tail, but I think that's from another race. And still, John in the lead, in number 21. The 15-lap race, John holding on to that lead, and with him Burt, and quite a gap between these two, and Taylor back in third place. Into the S's once more. The fastest part of the circuit, braking just right. Burt gaining ground there, under braking, coming in the faster of the two, but the trick is to come out the quicker, and it would appear that that is nicely under control as far as Tony John's concerned. But Burt looking at the inside there as they come up under braking, decides that discretion is the better part of valor. All the track, they're alongside, but the door's closed, and right with them now, Taylor. Taylor right up there, so the first, second and third very close together indeed. Another spinner, Chris Banks there, everybody missing him, which I think is as big a surprise for him as it is to everybody else. He's kept the engine running, however, rejoins with that further incident. And the leaders once again with Graham Bryant making a big dive down the inside there. Looks as if he might make a place if he's lucky. There is Wenham once again. He's ahead now of number 11. He's Russell's car, but Russell coming through on the inside of him and leaving him there as they go out onto the straight. So Wenham loses a place as we look at the two leaders again, still in the same position. Still not very much at the moment that Mike Burt's been able to do, and Taylor right with them there, and if anything looking the more threatening of the two placemen, because he is now really setting about the tail of Burt's car in a very determined fashion indeed, and looking for a way. Hasn't yet found one, but it's not for want of trying. That car was once James Hunt's road car, incidentally, the car that Bill Taylor's driving. As Tony Drawn gets the tail out again, you can see the sideways movement there, caused by the fact that on went a little bit too much power by Mike Burt. And oh dear, we've got another problem here. In the bank there, Tim Mulvane, with a fair amount of damage to the car, the tyre saving some of it, as Taylor now dives for the inside, into second place. Bill Taylor now comes through past Burt into second place. So it's Tony Drawn, Bill Taylor, Mike Burt, these three fighting it out for the lead, and by no means settled as far as who's going to pass that flag first. Taylor in second place, now trying to close the gap and setting about it with a will. Let's see if they're as untidy coming out of here. There's Burt now relegated to third place, but the tail doesn't get out of line this time, but these first three still fighting it out every inch of the road. Burt, headlights on, but I don't know who he's trying to tell about it, because I don't think they want to know. And still there's effort going on by number 21, Drawn, as Taylor goes wide, but I think deliberately so, to tighten the second part of the corner. Once more, at Shaw's hairpin, Tony Drawn in the lead. Bill Taylor behind him, and these two now have opened up a significant gap between themselves and the opposition. And a lot of pressure on Drawn, and oh dear, we've had a big moment there. That's the 928 Porsche that has gone off Steve Kevlin and hit that stationary car number 19. There are the two leaders, but let's have a look and see how £75,000 worth of Porsches are reduced to scrap in 5 seconds. A slow-mo look again, and what a pity there for number 19. Tim Mulvane, whose car was not badly damaged before, it certainly is now, on the 928 for the second time this season is in trouble, because he was the cause of Nick Wenham's accident earlier on in the season. Third man still with his headlights ablaze, but it's not doing him any good. Graham Bryant at the moment up to fourth place, but looks as if he might lose that fourth place if he's not careful. And the man pressing him is Mick Phillips. Here is Nick Wenham, who must have seen that 928 and thought to himself, well, at least it had nothing to do with me, and nearly spins it there. But the leading battle going on, and Bill Taylor makes his move in the same place, and a beautiful move too. And Tony Drawn had to give way there. It was a beautiful manoeuvre on the inside that took Bill Taylor into the lead. 3, 4, 5 cars length as they go down into the S's. And let's watch them through the S's here. And watch the differing lines of the two. John coming in the faster. And the tail there of the leading car sliding out, but Taylor getting it back again. And now he's got a slower car in front of him to find a way by, which could cause him a problem as they come to the devil's elbow. But he's managed it, and the Bandit is running away from them. A quick change of mind there. First it was going to be the inside, now it's the outside, and a problem here for number 2. And that looks to me as if it's fairly terminal, as out of the race goes number 2, in the shape of Chris Millard. But number 1, very firmly in the lead, Bill Taylor, and Taylor again, with yet more back markers to sort a way through. Looking again at the outside now, switching to the inside as they dive down. But he's past that back marker, followed all the way by Tony Dron, but Dron not able to make much more of an impression. A beautiful, beautiful power slide there, out of the second part of Gerrard's, out onto the straight, down towards the S's once again. All the road, a bit of the curb. Brake change down, flinging into the hairpin. Not leaving any space on the inside, and I'm not going to blame him for that. Not the ideal line, but at least he keeps the door shut. As down they come for the last time, the checkered flag is out, and no doubt about it, Bill Taylor's got this one in the bag. Dron tried right up to the line, but it just wasn't to be. So, a very exciting race in the Pirelli Porsche GB Series here at Mallory Park.
The vehicles out on the circuit, a field of 15 to start.